Hey, you guys, real quick, I wanted to bring to your attention two topics. One is a story, and one is some information that I came across. Starting with the information that I came across, did you know that you can be denied financial services if you are enlisted on the watch list, which is the government watch list, also known as the black list? The blacklist is the list that you're placed on before you become on the watch list, but they're pretty much the same thing where you get denied certain services because it's supposed to prevent aiding the funds of anyone that's trying to conduct a crime, as such as a terrorist attack. Okay, so how I found out about this list was when I was trying to apply for a credit card, a secure credit card, in order to help keep my credit building and establishing financial gain. I had two cars in my name. One car was finally removed off of my credit. So once that was removed off of my credit, once it got paid off, I said, okay, well, I closed that account. So now it's time to open another account so that it can show a record of financial stability that, in order to get your credit score up. If you guys don't know, you have to have an open line of credit showing that you can make payments. So I said, I'll give me a little secure credit card from from $200 to like $500. I got denied access to that. And I was like, denied? How I'm denied? When I know there's people with worse credit that got approved for this same credit company. So I'm like, what's going on? Don't worry about it. Let's try a different company. I tried a different company and I got denied off top. From the pre-approvals, just denied. I'm looking like, okay, for $200, my credit is okay. My financial stability shows I've been at this job for X amount of years, and that I don't have, my debt to ratio is pretty good. It's at a normal rate. I don't have, a lot of debt on my credit. What's going on? Or financial debit, right? So I look into it, and as I'm looking into the application, this is what it reads. It says, to help government fight the funding of terrorism and money laundering, an accurate amount of information is needed to verify your information before process. So then I start thinking, you are a target. You are a TI. Is this another one of their tactics to stop you from having a financial gain or stability or becoming more independent? Which is crazy because, like I said, it's okay for you to get approved for a car, but it's not okay for you to get approved for a $200 card. That doesn't make sense. So anything that's tangible, you get denied access to. But anything that's intangible, they allow you to have access to. Why? Because intangible assets does not build independent gain. It keeps you in bondage. Bondage keeps you in a state where you cannot have that freedom to move in a higher successful direction, right? So if you get something that's tangible, what that can increase your independence, they're denying us service, you guys. And I'm not just sitting here trying to make something up or to stir things around. Start looking into why you are getting denied, because you have a right to obtain a reason for denial. When you are denied, at the end of an application, it says, would you like a copy of your report? And if you're going over your report and you're not seeing anything that makes sense, start looking into it further and start reading. Attached to those applications, it's a long black and white list of words in writing. Read them. Read them, because that information is right there. It's not a secret what they're doing. Everything is in our face. It's just up to us to take the time to dig and find this information. So I'm bringing this forth to you guys so that you can have a better understanding and say, yes, it is because I'm Target. I'm getting denied these services. But now we got to figure out, what do we do? Is there anything that can be done? So if you guys have any resources of like, okay, I'm a Target and I got approved for this little line of credit, put that information out to your Target community people so that they can know how to go to this company until they shut that company down. Because eventually, when they find out we get any help, what they do, start shutting down those people as well. But in the meantime, start putting out information like that, or start showing people how, if you are targeting, you still are able to maintain a healthy lifestyle where you can still have a job, where you still can get cars and stuff like that. Put that information out there. So look into that, you guys. When read these applications, I did, and yes, it says that. I attached a little bit of that document into this video on one of these slides. The slides that you are looking at now is showing that a lot of people are being falsely accused of being terrorists. And I had to let that be known because a lot of people still don't believe that innocent people can be accused of such a heinous act as terrorism. Terrorist is not something little. They're not saying you stole a lollipop from the store. That's something very serious, and something that will have to be looked into. Okay, it's not a baby criminal act. I'm sorry, I'm stumbling over my words because I have a lot on my mind and I'm trying to just let it all get out in a short amount of time. Please forgive me for stumbling or just mumbling at the time. But yes, and the reason why I feel that slandering is the key source or tactic behind someone being put on a blacklist that's classified as terrorist is because people like to feed off of drama and lies. Lies spread faster than the truth. So that's why it doesn't make sense to bark at every car passing by. Because even if you try to deny that you are a criminal, try to deny that you are a terrorist, people want to hear the lies over the truth because it boosts their ego. And what I mean by boost someone's ego is this: if you sit there and say, Jane or John Doe is dangerous and we need your help to take them down. So please help us watch this person every time they come outside. Just come outside with them so they can know that you are a part of the team and you have no fear. And that's going to shut them down because we want them to know that we as a community is watching them, right? What are they going to do? Your neighbors are going to watch John and Jane to make sure John and Jane Doe are not the ones to be coming in your town and messing with their people, right? But if I were to come to your neighbors and say, Jan and John are innocent people, but we want to watch them just to make sure that they don't conduct no crime. So we need you to help us watch it. People gonna say, well, if they innocent, why do I need to watch them? Nope, I'm okay. Let them live their life and be free. Right? So that's why they lie, because the lie feeds the soul. The lies, the drama is what bring people out to come against you. And as you know, we live in a world of entertainment. Lies are brings entertainment, right? Okay, so if you go to the club and you bump into somebody and you say, oh, I said, excuse me, and the girl said, that's okay. But if you went to the club and said, hey, I bumped into a girl and we start to fight and I start pulling her hair, guess what? They going to tell the story what's going to happen. They going to spread the story about the fight versus spread the story about just an apology was given. So that's why a lot of time lies feeds people, feeds on lies. They're not going to want to believe the truth. But anyways, I just wanted to bring that to your attention. So please look into that. If you feel you're getting denied services and you don't understand why, that's why. Like I said, you might get approved for a student loan. Why? Because student loans are debt. They're not going to help you in the long run, right? You're going to go to school because you got to get this degree to obtain a job, right? 9 out of 10, you're not going to get that dream job that you wanted, even if you have a master's degree or a BA. I am a witness to that. Okay. But guess what? I'm going to approve you for those loans because that keeps you tied down. That keeps you in bondage. That keep you from moving forward to obtaining financial gain, from obtaining financial freedom. Okay. But if I give you something like a credit card where you might use to say, buy supplies to start your business, buy, things to help you get an education, and then that you just pay back as you go, and also maintain a good credit score because you're paying off this credit card. No, we're not going to give that to you because that's going to help you. That's tangible. We don't want you to have those tangible goods, right? So please look into that. But let me tell you my story, guys, from work. So this lady was telling me a story about her friend who I felt was a target, but I never brought it to her attention. I just laughed it off and left the story alone. I never entertain any stories like that because I feel like a lot of time these people are giving these stories to come to you to see if you can say, "Oh, that's happening to me too. Oh, I agree." So when they tell me stuff like this, I just ignore it. So a while ago, the co-worker was like, yeah, my friend was telling me somebody's following her. She told me she parked in a parking lot, then all of a sudden someone parks next to her, and it can be a big empty parking lot, but the car parked next to her. So I'm like, oh, wow, wow, wow. This happened months ago, almost a year ago. This story was about. The reason why it came up currently because a few days ago, the same coworker brings this topic up to me. Said, "Remember when I was telling you my friend that thought she was being followed? It comes to find out she was." And I was like, "What? How did she know that, or why did she think that she was being followed?" So the lady was dating a man who recently had to go to jail, became imprisoned. I don't know the whole story of why. So when she went to the jail to try to find out or bail him out, she was like, yeah, what's going on? What happened? They told her what happened, and they said, yeah, they've been watching him for a while. And while she was talking to whoever she was in the police department, they told her, and she said, well, I felt that was happening, that we was being followed and watched. And they was like, yeah, 9 out of 10, we were following you because in order to obtain evidence, we have to we had to watch the company that this person keep to make sure so we can distinguish who was a part of the activities that the person was conducting the crimes with, right? And so the moral of the story is that, um to me, I believe her because I can hear the lady talking to her. You know how somebody talks so loud when they're on the phone, you can hear them talking. And if it was a skit, bravo to them. They get the award. But anyways, because I know a lot of us say, oh, they're just saying stuff so they can, make it like a skit. That's just part of the tactics. That's why I said that. But for those of you like me that believe that things like this do happen, the moral of the story is some of you guys are targeted because of the company that was kept or the company that you are keeping. So pay attention to who you had in your circle. Pay attention who's a part of your circle. Pay attention who you surround yourself with, because those can be the reasons why you are being targeted as of now and you don't know why. It's not always because of something you did. It can be someone who you had around you or is involved with. So think about that. And unfortunately, the sad thing about it is the ones that they are after, they don't even realize it. You're the one that pays attention to your surroundings and you see the things that are happening. So that's why you start saying, I'm being followed, when it's actually they are being followed. They are being followed. So think about that. I wanted to end it with that. I didn't want to keep you guys long. If you have any resources, always put it in the comment box so we can come together and beat the challenges that we are facing.